Hello everyone, you are watching Campus Channel and we're here today with EDHEC Business School. We're going to talk about the MSc in Entrepreneurship and Innovation. We have the Program Director, Jean-Michel LEDRU, and we also have a student, Siddhant Gupta, here to take your questions. But first we're going to start with the pitch. Alright, Jean-Michel, 60 seconds on the clock. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay, go.
Right. Our MSc in Entrepreneurship and Innovation is an international program, and our clear main objective is to equip our students with the right skills that are going to support the creation of their startup, or them becoming entrepreneurs or innovators that are going to shape the world of tomorrow. Their world, our world. On top of that, we emerged the program into the ecosystem, world ecosystem, London, Paris, the vibrant ecosystem in Lille and San Francisco, in where we meet a lot of entrepreneurs that are going to mix the knowledge, the theory and the practice. We are a very practice-based program that is going to support these people's growth into becoming the entrepreneurs of tomorrow. Siddhant, you've got 10 seconds to finish.
I personally feel that we as entrepreneurs can change the way people live and work, and this program does exactly that.
That's a pretty good line to get in.
Yep.
We're going to move on to the face-to-face. Please remember to keep sending us your questions. They're going to show up right there. So let's take the first one, and I will let Siddhant read this since we cut him off.
The uber successful entrepreneurs of today didn't get a master in entrepreneurship to become successful. Entrepreneurship is a major fad, so why not get a more universally titled degree like an MBA?
So what do you think, Siddhant?
That's a great question. And so just to address this, I would like to say that it's true when people think like that if you're becoming an entrepreneur and you've got to start your own business, then why do you actually need to get a degree? Why not use that money that you're going to put into the education into launching your own business? But then ultimately you got to ask yourself the question that what is your end goal? Just to launch a business or to launch a successful business? And I feel that is where the value of the degree comes in, where you're provided with the necessary skill set and you're given the global exposure to be able to launch a successful business.
Okay, Jean-Michel, entrepreneurship, just a buzzword or?
I love that question because I believe that entrepreneurship is something that is very human. Everybody can be an entrepreneur. So you say, when I've said that, why studying entrepreneurship? I believe at the same time that studying entrepreneurship, when you look at the rate of success, the people who've studied entrepreneurship know a number of things that should be done or maybe shouldn't not be done, and therefore their rate of success is better than the people who are just experiencing on their own. But what I think is fantastic, and the guy or the lady who has the question is right, is that everybody can become an entrepreneur. You can find lots of people who studied nothing, who have done outrageous and fantastic success. But at the end of the day, if you want to improve your rate of success, studying a program in entrepreneurship is going to help you being towards the higher percentage of success, without a shadow of a doubt.
So what would you say is the difference between a program in entrepreneurship and a traditional business program?
In the traditional business program, you're going to see very broad things that are dealing with all sorts of businesses. In our program, if I take our program as an example, everything is targeted to what do you do when you start your business. And it's not the same thing. I've worked as a CEO of businesses, I've been an entrepreneur before. It's not the same ball game. Working in a business, you need to know things about finance and so on. You've got already money. Entrepreneurship is how to create something out of nothing. And it requires special skills for that.
All right, Siddhant, here we have a question here for you.
So, hi to you who's asking this question. Where are you from and why did you choose this program at EDHEC? So, to answer that, I'm from India, Calcutta, and which is in East India. And the reason that I chose this program at EDHEC was, so before coming here, I have a prior work experience of 3 years. I was working with MTV back in Bombay. And I was doing extremely well there, but there was this time when I realized that no, now is the time to move up, and this is the time to get a good quality education. And entrepreneurship and innovation is something that it's not just limited to you wanting to start your own business, but right now global companies and multinationals are looking for managers, are looking for employees that have this innovation spirit in them so that they are able to move on with the fast changing world. And EDHEC, personally, why I ended up choosing this school is because this is a school founded by entrepreneurs. So the whole essence, the whole DNA of the school is exactly what I could relate with. And the motto of the school, which is make an impact, is something that I personally want to do in the world. So it's going really well for that.
Jean-Michel, I think you might need to hire him as an ambassador for EDHEC. But so what would you like to do after this program? What are your professional goals?
So once I graduate, I would like to work for a couple of years in Europe and be able to apply what we have learned in the course and see how it goes, and then definitely launch my own business.
Do you have a particular idea of what kind of industry you would like to work in or what kind of job you would like to have?
Yes, in the FMCG industry, which is fast mover consuming goods, and particularly marketing, so brand management.
All right, let's have the next question here, Jean-Michel.
Okay, so what is the value of the Journal and Toolkit Club your site mentions? So this particular module, its aim is to make the knowledge that the students are going to get throughout the year by recording what is interesting to them, they are reading, exchanging with others, exchanging with their professors. It actually kind of make the whole content get into your kind of DNA. That's the aim of that. If you get something, some form of knowledge through the courses, through entrepreneurs that you've met and so on, and you record what has happened after, you put your thoughts into it, you exchange it with others, it helps kind of the knowledge to really get inside of you. That's the aim of the program.
So is this an obligatory activity that students have to do? Is it they have to keep a journal for class?
It's something that they can choose to do if they want to. It's not compulsory.
Okay. Have you chosen to do this, Siddhant?
Yes, definitely, because yes.
Go ahead. No, so has it helped you? Tell me about your process in journaling.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was going to say. So it is a selective, it's an elective that you can end up choosing, and the reason that I ended up selecting this was because I can now see I'm 5 months down in the program, and I can see how I've progressed from the first month to now, and just the way that the courses, what they have to offer, and how you are progressing from how you were in the first class to now, and the feedback that you get, not just from the professors but from your peers as well, and just putting everything into work is something that how you see you're progressing.
All right, let's have the next question here that's going to show up. There it is, Siddhant. Go ahead, Siddhant.
Are you an entrepreneur? What's your startup idea? Okay, so like Jean-Michel was saying, it is true that everybody is an entrepreneur, and I'm currently not an entrepreneur, but yes, I do have a startup idea, and that is about launching a venture which is going to be offering yoga and meditation tools. I'm a trained professional yoga teacher as well by Isha Hatha School of Yoga, and I would like to be able to offer yoga and meditation services through an application and physical studios as well. So this is something that I'm working on.
Okay, and so, I mean, there are a lot of applications out there that offer these kinds of services. So what's your idea to stand out and apart from the others?
So there are many, yes, you're right, Jacob, that there are many applications that are providing meditation services, and there are many studios that are claiming to be teaching yoga. But what I think would make me stand out is that I would be combining both these worlds. So it's not just limited to an application, it's not just limited to a physical studio that you end up learning, but when you combine the best of both and you're able to continue doing the process, not just on an application or not just at the studio, is something that's going to be different.
And is this an idea that you're currently working on at EDHEC, or is it just kind of on the side at the moment?
Yeah, this is something that I'm currently working on
Okay.
at EDHEC.
And so what kind of support is the school providing you to help you develop this idea?
Actually, everything's been done by the school, because it was just an idea, and as soon as the course started, I told Jean-Michel that this is something that my idea is, how do you think this would work? And the first thing that he said that, what is it that makes you different? And I was like, which is true, and I was like, that's exactly what I need to work on then. And he said, you're in the right place. And we have this particular course which is called pitching, and people think that you don't really just need to understand this quality when you're standing in front of venture capitalists to get your funding or things like that, but the essential concept behind pitching is like how I'm talking to you about my business right now. And
how are you going to get someone to sign up for your service?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And to be able to do that properly and to get the right things out is very, very important. And that is something how EDHEC's been helping me on.
So we have a good question, or a question that goes very well with this. Jean-Michel,
Yes.
if you'll read this, please.
What kind of support do you offer entrepreneurs in the program who already have a business or would like to launch a business?
So a good follow-up question to what we're talking about.
Yeah, and it's right at the heart of what I do, because alongside being the MSc director, I've created and I manage the EDHEC incubator, in which we've launched and supported 250 businesses in the last 5 years. We've got as well 3 incubator spaces in Lille, Nice and in Paris, right at the heart of the ecosystem in Paris in Station F, which is the biggest campus of startup in the world, when you've got an EDHEC village of 40 places. So what do we do concretely? In the program, there are a number of coaching sessions that are made specially for coaching the people on their project. We've got 5 sessions of coaching of 2 hours in strategy. We've got 4 sessions of 2 hours in marketing and 4 of 2 hours in finance. That's within the program. And outside the program and within EDHEC, we've got the incubator and accelerator, which I've had the chance to manage as well, in which we take the people outside of the academic world. I mean, no grades, no nothing. We just work with them, coach them, mentor them in order to succeed in their business.
So what does it take to sign up, or what does it take to get accepted into this incubator?
You come in, you speak to us, and we get working.
Is everyone accepted if they have an idea?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We move from the idea to, we've got 4 pillars in the incubator. We move from the idea to a project within the lab. That's what we call the laboratory. Then we get into the incubator that we call the studio, in which you get coaching, mentoring, workshops to help you start and get your proof of concept. And then we've got the accelerator to scale the business.
So what if a student doesn't have a startup idea or an idea for a business? Can they still be an entrepreneur? Can they still be qualified for this program?
Yeah, the program is entrepreneurship and innovation. So it's for entrepreneurs, intrapreneurs, innovators that are going to work in other startups or in a bigger corporation and learn, and they know how to launch innovation projects. Those who haven't got a project, they are going through design thinking, creativity sessions in order to nurture and to make them find an idea that they're going to work on for the rest of the year.
All right, let's take the next question here, Siddhant.
What are our opportunities for internships in entrepreneurship? Are we looking mostly at tech startups? So this is a very, very good question, and I can understand the concern that students have. But regarding this, we have a very, very good career center at EDHEC, which has a lot of career fairs, which is not just limited to one particular sector of companies or organizations coming in, but there are companies coming from all the sectors. You have FMCG companies, you have tech companies, you have startup companies, and in terms for particularly what kind of internships and entrepreneurship. So these particular companies, like I said, even the big multinationals, they are looking for innovation managers. And when they see that entrepreneurship and innovation is a program that you're currently in, then instantly that is something that they consider you for. And like Jean-Michel was saying, that you don't really need to be an entrepreneur. Even intrapreneurship is something that is really upcoming right now. And all these companies are looking to be able to scale up internally when you can do that. So that is the kind of internships that you have a lot of opportunities for.
So Jean-Michel, what are some internships that students have taken in this program?
After the program, they've been in all different places. They've been in places, the food business. They've done people who have the jewelry, clothing, all sorts of business. It hasn't been limited to tech at all. Yeah. And the program is not about only tech. Far from that. Obviously, we study things that are about tech, but lots of students of last year have created a food startup called Take a Meal. People from the year before, they've created a chain of restaurants. They've got already 3 restaurants that they've created as well. So we look through the whole spectrum of business. We are not limited to tech at all.
And in what sector of business or what position, departments of business are they getting internships in? Is it marketing, communications, acquisitions, buying?
often through innovation. To the innovation hubs of big corporations, they are really, we are very good at getting students in there. We've had students that have been taken in L'Oreal, that were working for new product development, people that were for KPMG, they were doing more classical consulting, but again, consulting businesses that are kind of targeting innovation, so mostly these type of sectors.
All right.
And if I could just add something on that. So right now, like I said, there was this career fair that we had where we had over 140 companies coming for the fair. And I'll just talk about my personal experience. So I was applying for all sectors like marketing, sales, and consulting, like he also mentioned. And not one company said that, okay, because of the program that you're in, you do not really qualify for these particular functions. So which is why the prospective students who were for this session, who are viewing this session, you're completely open to all kinds of sectors. This program doesn't limit you to just one or two sectors. You can get internships in every sector.
All right, let's take the next question here, Siddhant.
What kind of industry is there around Lille that would inspire or feed entrepreneurship? Paris has Station F. Anything similar in Lille?
I can answer that.
Yes.
Lille is probably one of the most vibrant entrepreneurial ecosystem in Europe. We've got Ura Technology, which is in the top 3 incubator in Europe. It's actually bigger than Station F in square meters. We've got Ura Santé that is targeting the health business. We've got another big incubator that are doing the whole called Plein Image, that are taking the game and the video and cinema type of industries. But another one that is tackling as well Blanchemaille in Roubaix, that is tackling e-commerce. So there's a lot of things in Lille. Different hubs, different incubators, accelerators with all different sorts of business. Lille has been historically a field of entrepreneurs.
And so how do all of these incubators in this particular sector of entrepreneurship, how does that benefit the school? How are students connected to that? How is this program connected to that?
Yeah, we've got partnership with all of them within the incubator. So some of the entrepreneurs that are in this system are coming to do testimonial within the program and engage with students. We visit all these hubs so that the students know the people and can come back there to speak to entrepreneurs, test their ideas and stuff like that. So really the school and our program is really close by all the ecosystem in Lille.
All right, very good. Up next, we have 3 words max, Taboo. Our guests have 3 words to describe their program, except for this is 3 words max taboo. So we have also chosen 3 words that are taboo, and if they use any of those, either in their choice of words or their descriptions, then they will get a buzzer. So, are you ready? What's your first word going to be?
Passion.
Okay, no buzzer so far.
Okay.
Okay, why passion?
That's okay.
Why passion?
But I think it shows from both students and I and the rest of the students, we are just not there to be there and to teach in a program. We do that because we believe in what we do. I believe in people. I love to see our students grow. I love to see them after a few years come back and exchange and see what they've done in their career. It's a people business. So the first word will be passion.
Okay, and the second word, number 2?
Experience.
No buzzer yet.
Good. That's cool.
Okay, so why experience?
Because it's all about getting the experience straight on, getting the experience between the students. I used to say at the start of the program, imagine that we take all our brains and we put them together into one big brain. Imagine all the fantastic things we'll have, all the different travels, the life experience and so on. Exchanging, one of the key skill of an entrepreneur is to generate desire for the people to help them buy the products, things like that, and at the same way to network. So experiencing through others, experiencing trying things. There's no right, there's no wrong. Within the program, it's just a moment to try things. As I said during the pitching classes, it doesn't matter if you're not good because you're going to get better. Nobody's there to judge you. So the second thing will be experience.
Okay, and number 3, last word.
Right. What would be the number 3? Energy.
Okay.
As well. Passion, energy, and experience. Energy, because when you work within a startup, you've got to execute very well what you're doing. You've got to work very hard, deliver and pump results, and that's one of the things the program aims at doing. Providing we do some meditation and mindfulness, which is quite unusual. We do special session on time management, how to be very efficient and how to drive your energy in order to bring the energy towards your business and make it succeed.
All right, very good. I think you have now exhibited energy and passion in your 3 words, so great job and no buzzer.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. We're going to get back to the questions here and a high five. All right, Siddhant, I'll have you have the next question, please.
What is intrapreneurship and in what context would it be used? So you want me to take that?
Yes.
So yes, so how is intrapreneurship different from entrepreneurship? Now, intrapreneurship is when you're doing something within an organization. Like I said before, that right now all multinationals or companies are looking to scale up and to be able to innovate and to be able to do that internally rather than hiring talent from outside. That is intrapreneurship. So when you can start something within the organization, and it's more like an in-house incubator. So you have this one particular team that is given all the liberty, that is given all the resources that they need to be able to come up with something that just helps them to scale up and to be able to be better than the competition.
And so do you teach entrepreneurship hand in hand with intrapreneurship? Do you put more focus or emphasis on one or the other?
We focus on entrepreneurship. We've got special courses in intrapreneurship. Why on entrepreneurship? Because there's a lot of things that are going to apply for both. The main difference is that when you're an entrepreneur, you're on your own, you take all the risks. Within an entrepreneur is within an organization, obviously the risk is limited, which doesn't mean that there's no risk. You've got the risk to fail something in your career, which is not good, obviously. But there's a lot of similarities, and for the dissimilarities, there's a special course in entrepreneurship that is going to show what are the type of things that an entrepreneur would do that an entrepreneur maybe would not do, in terms of reporting and things like that.
Yep.
Okay. Yes, Siddhant, very quickly.
In fact, we have a course, Innovation Management and Entrepreneurship, which tells you and which trains you regarding all the particular concepts that you need to be aware of when you're looking at entrepreneurship and how it's different.
Very good. Let's have the next question here.
Yes.
Jean-Michel.
Does this master have any module focusing on social entrepreneurship? Yes, we have. Yes, we can. We've got an elective
Yes.
in the second semester that is driven by an entrepreneur that has been working in social entrepreneurship in the States and in France. She's very good, Sophie Lemuel. And that's an elective because some students are very interested, like many, the person who has the question, in social entrepreneurship, some less. So we've got the choice of electives, and social entrepreneurship is one of them.
So for our viewers who don't know, what is social entrepreneurship and how is it taught at the school?
So it's within that particular module, they are going through examples. How to fund social entrepreneurship is in particular very different than, I would say, non-social entrepreneurship. You get funding through a different way and channeling of money, and therefore your presentation of your business is going to be different too. So the core of the module is about what is specific and what about what you should do in order to,
In fact,
So-
I would just like to add to that because I've taken this elective personally, and just the way that this has been structured, we have one course where you're told what social entrepreneurship is all about, and for the viewers who are wanting to know what it is, it's when when your primary focus is not just making profits, but what the money or the revenue that you're generating, how you're able to invest it back into the business is what social entrepreneurship is all about. And where the primary concern is not just about yourself or the people, but the environment and the ecology as well. And how this is structured is because we have social entrepreneurs coming for every alternate session. So you have first-hand experience from them where they talk about what they are working on, how they started, things that you should not be doing. So you get to know as to how to go about this.
And so is this module, is it also helpful for students who might not be wanting to focus on social entrepreneurship, but going into a company? Is that applicable to working for a corporation?
Yeah, I think it broadens the mind.
Mm-hmm.
It shows a different way to look at things, and this is those kind of skills that you can use in lots of other instances in your professional career.
All right, let's take the next question here, Siddhant.
What would I learn in this program that I would not learn in a business master's program? The curriculum seems quite similar, apart from 1 or 2 classes with the work entrepreneurship in the title.
So what do you think, Siddhant? What could you learn in this program that you don't learn in a regular business program?
So actually, I'm not going to. The reason that I disagree with this is not just because I'm currently a student of this course, but when you just compare this course with any other general management or a management program, the core modules that both have to offer are quite different. So yes, the term management is there, but just the way that things are. So we have this particular core module, which is design thinking and lean startup, which talks about how you end up coming up with an idea, the whole process of how you should be doing it right, what is the process that you should be following in order to be able to get to a successful idea. That is something that you're taught. Then in terms of the finance courses, it's not just the general finance courses that you'll be offered in a basic management program, but it's about financing entrepreneurial ventures. So it's actually about entrepreneurs who are looking to fund their businesses, how to go about it, because you cannot end up using the conventional sources of income or funding. So how do you approach that? That is something that you're taught. So it's quite different.
Anything to add to that, Jean-Michel?
Yeah. As I say, the difference is that instead of looking at the broad kind of business kind of situation, you're going to look at what happened at the start. If you look at, for example, social networks, we look at when you've got nothing on Facebook and Instagram, how you ignite that kind of traction up. Not when you've got already the traction and money, how do you spend your money to get more? Because at the start, you need to, the money is there. Yeah, for an entrepreneur, more often than it's there. So that's going to be the big difference. When you look at a business course, the business course is addressing businesses that already exist, that have got means, that have got structures, that have got different services and so on. The entrepreneur, he's got nothing. So he's got to find ways to ignite things from little. And that's what the program is all about, and that would be the major difference.
All right, let's have the next question here, Jean-Michel.
So where do you organize study trips to? Any startup centers or incubators? So we visit the whole ecosystem of Lille. We go to Paris as well. We've been to Station F. We've been to the Family. For those of you who are international, that's one of the big incubator, one of the biggest in Paris. We go to London for 2 days, and we go to San Francisco for 5 days as well. And there we are going, as you say, to startup centers, incubators, and we visit as well startups from where they are.
And so are there extra costs associated with these study trips to London and San Francisco?
London, Paris and Lille is all covered by the school, and San Francisco, we cover the whole cost except the trip.
Okay, and so what are you doing exactly in San Francisco? What merits a trip all the way out to San Francisco? We know it's a tech hub with Silicon Valley.
I would say that the best people to answer the question are the students from last year, and they raved about the San Francisco trip. We've got a partnership with a university in San Francisco in which we spend 2 days, the first 2 days. Then we've got the whole visit of the valley. We've got to Google. We've got actually people from the program who are working at Google. We are going to, last year we went to IBM Research Center, as well as the Research Center of Renault Nissan. We're going to do that again this year, and then we go to different places. When you've got accelerators, we look at funds as well. We try to look at the whole ecosystem. So at the end, the people have got a good perception of what is in the Western world, one of the biggest and the biggest iconic hub of entrepreneurship in the world. I know quite well the ecosystem in New York, which is very good as well, but there's something very special in the Silicon Valley. There's a vibration that is about entrepreneurship that you don't get, that I haven't seen anywhere else in the world.
Could it be the money? There's a lot of investment.
A lot of money too. A part of it is due to that, mostly, yeah, that's for sure.
Okay, let's take the next question. Jean-Michel?
Where do students come from? Are there mainly French people? Do we need a specific background? Thanks for the question too. The students come this year from 17 different countries. We've got 78 students, out of which 30% are international. The rest of them are French. but they have all studied abroad and have got a very good international background. With their gap year, they do at least 6 months outside France. The specific background is within the school rules. You need to have a certain type of qualification to be able to enroll in the program.
And what are those qualifications?
So whether you're a French student, so you will have a bachelor degree, or an international student with a bachelor degree, and then you've got the French people from EDHEC that are following is their last year of their Grande École studies.
Any professional experience required?
No. Some of them have, but mostly students.
All right, well, it's time for our next break. Where are we headed? We're not quite sure, but we're going to find out with Final Destination. All right, Siddhant, if you will draw a slip of paper for me, please.
My best memory of integration is...
Okay.
Okay. So my best memory of integration would be the trips that we take, where the study trip that we went to Station F4, and just to be able to see how well what we've learned and how it is integrated into the corporate environment, and how people are actually applying the learning that we've done, where current entrepreneurs, when they come and pitch to us as to what they're working on, how the course has helped, what are the particular aspects that we should focus upon, why we still have the time. So that is what has been my best memory so far.
And so what about integration with your fellow students and making new friends and meeting new people?
Oh yes, definitely. Like how Jean-Michel said, that we really we have a very, very diverse background when it comes to the class, and just to be able to get that global exposure, not in terms of just the markets that these people come from, but also the culture, that is absolutely enriching.
So has it been easy to make new contacts and to make new friends?
Oh yes, and with respect to particularly French people is something that I would like to add here, that if people think that that the people who are here from France and they're French, so you need to have that basic knowledge of French, or they're not able, it will not be a clear communication in terms of English, but it's not like that at all. Everyone has a global exposure. It's very, very simple to connect with them, and yeah, it's very, very smooth.
Okay, very good. Let's take the next question here, Jean-Michel.
Okay. So
Oh no, it's fine.
this
it's
one,
done.
sorry.
Yeah. I mean, you're welcome to. No.
What hard skills does this program provide that would be apparent and valuable to an employer? Actually, lots of them. Skills in finance. You know how to start a business. You know how to forecast your sales, your P&L, your cash. You know how to value and what are the different ways to value a startup and eventually sell it or find investors. You know, it's very hands-on. For example, in marketing or in digital marketing, you know what should you do when you start an Instagram account. What type of things you need to look at when you create your Facebook page out of billions of them and make it different. What strategy you've got behind that. We've got skills in pitching. I think it's very important to be able to be very clear in what you say, how you say it. So we've got hard skills in that. I've had an example of a German student of last year who pitch our project in front of investors, and at the end they say, right, we've never seen that before, where do you learn that from? And she sent me back a message saying, oh, it was great, I've applied all the things we've seen in class, which was very rewarding and very satisfying as well. So yeah, lots of hard skills. It's not honky-dory and looking all sorts, lots of energy and passion, but deep things and professionalism as well.
Certainly. And then what about soft skills? So you've mentioned pitching and presentation. What about dealing with other people and negotiations?
Absolutely. We've got selling and negotiation. We've got the course that we do in mindfulness. We try to focus as well on having the right attitude, to listen. You need to listen to your customers. You need to listen to your stakeholders, to listen and as well be able to convince others about what you do.
All right, let's have the next question here, Siddhant.
Would this degree be appropriate if I want to get a job in a company instead of launch my own business? Yes, definitely. Like I said before, that this particular degree, which is MSc in Innovation and Entrepreneurship, does not just limit you to startup companies. In fact, big companies and big MNCs who are looking for innovation managers right now, and this is a sector that is absolutely booming. This is exactly the place where you can get hired straight away.
So Jean-Michel, speaking of students who have already graduated from this program, what's the ratio of students who go on to launch their own business to those who get jobs in a company?
30-70.
Okay.
30 are creating their own business, 70 are finding jobs within the 3 months after their studies on average in other businesses.
So a lot of students, the majority, more than the majority, come in wanting to get a job with a corporation or with a business.
Yeah, but with these particular skills
Certainly.
that are quite unique and different, and the companies are looking for that at the moment.
And does the school help students find these jobs, or are these students finding these jobs on their own?
As you said before, the Career Center is very active in trying to make every student find really what do they want to do and how they can get to where they want. We're finding the strategies with coaches and so on.
So Siddhant, have you already used these services? Have you interacted with the Career Services Center?
Yes, and one very, very good experience that I had was recently we had this particular event which was called Calling in the Silicon Valley, and we had employees, our alumni. So when we say that we have over 40,000 alumni all over the world, and to me, until last month, it was just a number. And I was like, okay, yes, it looks very, very good on the website, but how can I really experience it? And we had this particular event, like I said, and we had alumni from companies like Google, Facebook, and all the tech startups, and right now really, really successful companies that we as students aspire to be in. And what was the best part was that the alumni is so helpful, and this one particular person told me that since companies like Amazon, Facebook, and Google, they have thousands and thousands of applicants who want to get a job there, and if there is something that's got to make you stand out, and this is where they come in. He particularly told me that you don't apply on your own, but look for the particular jobs that you're interested in, send it to me. I will tell you whether with your particular degree, your skill set and your experience, it makes sense for you or not, and then I will apply for you that way. And this is the best kind of help that you can get.
Wow, and so did that come in handy?
I'm still in the process.
Are you still in the process?
Yes.
So you'll find out soon?
Yes.
Okay, let's take the next question, Jean-Michel.
Do you offer scholarships for international students? Yes, we do. There's about 5 million euros every year that is spent on master studies for scholarships. So yes, the people can apply, and within the different parameters of the application can get scholarships, yeah.
Okay, and all that information is on the website?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's take the next question here. Siddhant?
How is the faculty composed? Are they permanent faculty?
Maybe
Probably
Jean-Michel,
more for me.
yes.
So we've got a mix of permanent teachers and non-permanent teachers. We need to have a lot of people coming from the industry, a lot of testimonial too. Obviously, they are entrepreneurs. We try to have entrepreneurs that are coming as much as we can to show their experience, share their knowledge, share their experience. We think it's very important, and we've got a good mix of some of the top EDHEC permanent faculty and some other people that are coming from England, that are coming from Ireland, Belgium, the Netherlands. They are not all French teachers, and we've got a lot of international teachers in EDHEC too.
So Siddhant, for the teachers who are not permanent faculty, how accessible are the professors? Can you write them an email? Can you go to them with your concerns?
Yes, no, definitely. In this age of technology, and this is something that I found really, really helpful when it came to the faculty and the professors at EDHEC. They're approachable at all times, not just if you send them an email, it's not like you have got to wait for a week for them to reply back. You get it within 2 days, and not just 2 working days, but even if you send it on a Friday, you get a reply by Sunday. This has personally happened with me. So they're extremely approachable, not just within the class hours, but after the class hours as well. And if you have any kind of doubt, not just limited to the teachings that is happening in the class, but in particular, if you have a question regarding a venture that you want to launch, and a particular faculty is an expert in that skill that you would like to have some knowledge about, they are always willing to help.
All right, we are almost out of time, so we're going to finish with the Sweetest. All right, Siddhant, I would like to know, did you have a favorite question, or what was your favorite question and why?
Yes, my favorite question was when the question which said that why do we need this degree, if we're looking to be entrepreneurs, why can't we just straight away launch our own business? And the reason that this was my favorite question, because this is a concern when someone looks at a course like entrepreneurship and innovation, that why do I spend the money on getting that education when I can use that same amount of money to launch my business right now? So why delay the process? But it is very, very important for people to know that what is it that exactly you're looking to do? Are you just wanting to launch a business right now and call yourself, I'm the founder and CEO of XYZ? Or do you want to be the founder and CEO of a successful XYZ company? So that's the major difference.
Okay, and for you, Jean-Michel?
I love the question about the Lille ecosystem. Because there's something from the people in the north. You say that when you arrive in the north, you cry twice. The first time you cry because you arrive in the north and you're experiencing some grey weather that happens only sometimes, and then you cry when you leave. Because there's something absolutely amazing in this region. There's a vibe. The people are very nice. It's known throughout the whole of France that the people from the north, there's something special about them. And there is. I think we've got a fantastic campus in Lille as well that is to be discovered, with a beautiful park, with lots of different places when you can work. We've got a whole incubator with 80 places that is specific to our campus in Lille. We've got 40 places in Nice and 40 at Station F, as I said it before, so I've got my whole thing right. So come to Lille, come to discover France, and through Lille. Obviously it's an hour away from Paris with the train. So very, very close by. An hour on the plane to Nice, where I live. So, but a beautiful place to go. I love that question, and I would like the people to come and discover what it is.
All right, very good. Well, thank you both very much for being here and sharing more about your program.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you for tuning in. We'll see you again next time right here on Campus Channel.